the hell are you really, huh? Some security guard who's watched too many action flicks? Some loser ex-cop stuck in a mall playing dress-up with fat kids pissing on your lap? Stop me when I get it right.
It's a little more complicated than that.
Not to me, it's not. Because I want to make it my personal mission, my holiday to-do list, to find you and to end you.
That is a terrible thing to want for Christmas.
Maybe you and I should discuss that in person.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. There's New Bully, me host Leroy, aka Chad Frost, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Bacon Strip Maple Bar.
Definitely a sex position. Yep. And we are back with another episode, which you can jump into it. And the good thing about it, this is a light episode. So we're going to do a lot of filibustering, just making up stuff and just talk about whatever we want to talk about. And we're just going to go from that.
Just fill it up with crap. Watch this be a 3-hour episode now.
Exactly, because we had nothing else to talk about. So Eli, I'm going to start off with something because I've been wanting to find out about this. Since you're from the north and I'm from the south, what do you call this?
What, the cheese and crackers thing?
Is that what you call it? Cheese and crackers?
Is it peanut butter crackers or whatever?
Yeah.
Peanut butter crackers.
Y'all don't have like a fancy nickname for it, nothing like that?
I don't, because I don't really eat those. So I don't
Really, we survive off this. These are Nabs. I just want to just bring that up.
Oh, I know. I never heard of that.
You never heard it? Yes, these are Nabs. When you go to the store,
I heard of Nutter Butters.
This not that. We got Nutter Butters down there also. But you want to go to the store, pick up a pack of Nabs because you're going on a trip. This is that. That's what we call them. I just thought that was a weird thing because it's always like southern and northern have slang for different things. So yeah, that's all. I just want to talk about that. Just jump into it. Just move right into the show. We're going to talk about not something sad, but I did want to just bring this up. We're going to talk about Mark Hamill for a second. Now, for people that follow this podcast, of course, you should know who Mark Hamill is. If you don't know, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. Like I said, this is Mark Hamill. Yes. For those who don't know, he is Cockknocker from the Jay and Silent Bob movies, you know. And he also did a little, and he was also the Joker. He was also Luke Skywalker also. I had that thing pulled up also.
He was in some space movies, I believe.
A bunch of space, yeah, a bunch of space movies. You know, like Luke, somebody, Uncle Luke, you know.
Yeah.
Don't stop, get it, you know. One of
Old Man Skywalker.
Right. Yeah, he was in 2 Live Crew, but yeah. The reason we want to talk about that, because like I said, we were talking about Joker. And he basically the longest running Joker voice actor of all time, maybe longest running Joker actor of all time. And a couple of weeks we talked about that, you know, Kevin Conroy had passed, and Mark Hamill pretty much said if Kevin Conroy is passed and he's not going to be Batman anymore because he can't, I'm done being Joker. So that's it. So he is officially retired as Joker, which technically he kind of already did. He pretty much said the only reason he would ever come back to be Joker if Kevin Conroy was going to be Joker. So the only time he ever showed up as Joker was when Kevin Conroy came back. He basically said they were kind of like Laurel and Hardy, you know. Mm-hmm. But now that Kevin Conroy's passed, it's like there's no reason to come back. You know, people are like, why don't he keep doing it? Why don't he do it to honor the people? I mean, what else can he do with the role? He's done everything. I mean, he's done the Killing Joke. He's done all 3 of the video games. He's done all the stuff like that. I mean, as far as
even Kevin Conroy hasn't been isn't Batman in every cartoon or animated movie and shit.
Right. They get other people sometimes. Yeah. So it's not always just them, you know. And plus, my thing about this is that this may be triggering for Mark Hamill to come back to the role. I mean, that's the thing we don't understand fully. Like, why don't people keep going on with the role? Maybe coming back to this role will have emotional attachment to it. He realized because not just Kevin Conroy, a lot of the actors from the Batman animated series have passed, you know, and he probably want to go back to that. So he's like, that's it. But my thing is this is actually the most Joker thing he's ever said. Because if you ever remember when you read The Dark Knight Returns, when Batman retired, Joker also retired. Like Joker just quit being Joker for that's it. And then when Batman came back as the Dark Knight Returns in the end, Joker came back.
Yeah, he started laughing when he
started
heard
laughing. Like you
heard
saw
the news cast of a man in a bat has been seen first time in 10 years or whatever. And then,
right, Joker hadn't talked in 10 years, so he was like, Batman.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So if Batman really wants to get rid of the Joker, just quit being Batman. That's all you got to do. Simple solution. But that's too easy. He can't do that,
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, exactly. I want to beat the shit out of people. I don't want therapy. Let's move on past that. Like I said, we're going to talk. Well, okay. I saw a movie. Eli, did you?
I have seen this. Yeah, I saw this.
You already saw this?
I saw this. Yeah.
What? You didn't tell me that. I thought you didn't see it.
No, I saw it like before Christmas.
What? And you didn't review it? Didn't say anything about it?
What were we doing? We were doing shit like a lot. We were
doing a lot of shit. It was busy. Plus, half of December we took off anyway.
Yeah, didn't we take a couple weeks off and shit?
Okay. Fair point. I'll give you that fair point. Because the thing was, when I saw this and I was going to, because I hadn't seen it in the theaters and like that, it was on Peacock. For people who don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about Violent Night. I saw Violent Night this weekend. Actually, no, today. I saw it today. And I was about to watch and I think I should review this. But before I review it, I would feel bad because this type of movie, I feel like I would feel bad if I didn't tell you first I was reviewing it. It almost feel like, not saying it is, but I'm just saying, if like Friday the 13th had a new movie coming out and I didn't tell you and I watched it ahead of you, I would feel pretty shit about that. Or if you saw a Superman movie before me, I feel pretty shit about that, So I asked you about it. We didn't do an official review about it, but it is on Peacock. For those who haven't seen the movie, it is on Peacock right now. So if you have that streaming app, you can watch it. It's there. What do I think about this movie? I'm gonna just do a quick review of it, what I think about it. I know now I do want to say that as far as Rotten Tomatoes has a user tomato score of 88%. So the crowd loves this movie. The audience score loves this movie. As far as me, I like this movie. It was cool. I do think it was a little bit too long. It was like almost 2 hours. And for something that is basically feels like an extended SNL skit, I think that's a little bit too long for this. Because yes, it was cool watching Santa Claus beat the shit out of people. That was awesome. I didn't give a shit about the family. They went way too long about the family, and I didn't care about that. It started with the family. I was like, get rid of these motherfuckers. I don't care. And so when they started getting rid of them and started going into Santa's backstory, stuff like that. And like I said, for people don't know who's behind this movie, this is the same people behind John Wick, the same people behind Nobody. And I will say this: if you haven't seen Nobody, stop this podcast right now. Go watch Nobody. Nobody was awesome.
Yeah, it made my top 10 list, I think, last year or the year before.
Right, not like the year before last year. Yeah. which it should have been in there. So it's based on the same frame of that, and basically those movies all have the same premise. It's an unassuming guy that it is really secretly a badass in a previous life, and the bad guys do some shit to fuck him up to bring him back into his old life, which is that. So you're like, what is Santa Claus? It's Santa Claus. What kind of violent past does he have? Well, apparently before he became Santa Claus, he was like a Viking barbarian warrior or some
Thor,
shit. Basically, yeah. Like, what's that movie? The Huntsman or whatever.
The Northman.
The Northman. Yeah, he was that. Had his baby hammer called Lucille. He just went around with him everywhere. So I like, which, like I said, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I didn't read Neil Gaiman's Santa Claus run, but I almost feel like if I saw that in there, I'd be like, okay. Makes sense, So all they're doing is bringing the old Santa back. So yeah, he's like, "Oh, you're on my naughty list," saying crazy shit like that. Even have a line where they said Christmas dies tonight. I'm like, are they quoting those shitty Halloween movies? Like, it worked. I don't care. It worked.
Oh, because John Leguizamo wanted to kill Santa Claus.
And it made sense why he wanted to do it. Why he wanted to kill Santa Claus. So that's and I want to say that John Leguizamo was awesome in this movie. I do think this 2022 gave us like a John Leguizamo renaissance. All of a sudden he's back now, because he was in this, he was in the Menu, so I'm like, cool, okay, he's back. And those only two people liked in this movie. Everybody else I didn't give a shit about. Like, nobody. It was just there. You could have killed them off. I did not care. It was fun watching Santa Claus hack up people. That's all like that. So the best way to describe this movie, like I said, it's an extended SNL skit. That's what it is. But the premise of it, I think the premise, what they went for is like, we've been debating this for years now. is Die Hard a Christmas movie? That's what we're debating. So basically what they did is make Die Hard a Christmas movie. And that's what this is. This is Die Hard if it was a Christmas movie, where you can't debate it. It's got
It's Die Hard with Santa. Where Santa
it's Die Hard with Santa.
Santa McClane, yeah.
Santa McClane. Santa is John McClane.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop there. It's what if Santa wasn't a Die Hard movie, and also what if Home Alone was rated R? So it takes both of those movies and put them together, because they got the young precocious kid that's like Santa's helper or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And she's like this sadistic Kevin McAllister Home Alone, quoting Home Alone lines and shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that part, I was just like, it's okay. But at the same time, I'm glad she didn't kill anybody, because I thought they would have been a little bit too sadistic, even though they were bad people.
There's also a movie called Better Watch Out. It's like a Christmas horror flick, and it's fucking awesome. It's a really twisted, sadistic flick. Christmas horror flick, and they actually reference Home Alone in that movie and basically say that all the shit that was done in Home Alone would actually kill somebody, and they actually reenact one of the things where he drops the bowling ball or whatever down and kills somebody that way.
Right.
But also Mythbusters, I believe there was an episode of Mythbusters where he said like a lot of the shit that the kid did in Home Alone would fuck somebody up really bad.
Right. And I gotta watch Home Alone again, because I really think that like he could have called the police if he wanted to. Be like, no, I just really want to fuck these people up, so I'm just gonna let them play it out,
Yeah.
So that was cool. But as far as that, like I said, this movie didn't really catch my attention until I saw Santa fucking up people. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think as far as people rating this, like, in their top tens, like, nah. I may watch this again next holiday,
it's a fun Christmas flick, yeah. But
yeah.
It like there was like a lull in the middle where like, okay, it like kind of stopped, and I fucking, okay, waiting for when the action was happening, it was awesome. When the action wasn't happening, it wasn't awesome.
It's like it wanted to be John Wick and a real Christmas movie at the same time, and I don't know how that mashed together. I don't think that worked, me personally.
I mean, I think my favorite scene was the Home Alone shit where
with the little girl, and she did the bowling balls too.
The bowling ball and the fucking scalping the chick.
It's amazing though. Jake, what's up? Yeah.
Hey, Jake,
so like once again, Jake, we're shitting on your favorite movies. So, yeah.
I mean, I had fun with it, but yeah, there was a bit of a lull in the middle where it
needed to be shorter. That's all.
Yeah,
this movie did not need to be too long. It needed to be shorter. That's all.
Yeah.
So because they spent way too long about that family, which I didn't give
and the thing, and I thought he was going to reunite with Mrs. Claus. There was a bunch of
and he kept talking about Mrs. Claus, and they never said what happened to Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, and that there was no payoff in it. Like, well, is he going to get back with his old lady?
Right,
but he doesn't. So yeah, there was a lot of like just it could it could have been trimmed down, but yeah, when the action was happening, all the action scenes were great, and yeah, I was laughing. I laughed my ass off a bunch. So yeah, it was a fun Christmas flick, but yeah, I won't watch it unless it's a Christmas.
That's my thing. So let's go ahead and slap a score on it. What you got?
I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It was fun.
35. I'm also say 3 out of 5. I feel bad because I feel like the internet hyped this up. I was like, oh well, this movie I should have watched this before I made my top 10 list. This is definitely gonna be on now. Watching like
I'm sure in a crowd in a movie theater was probably a lot of fun.
It probably would have been. Yeah, I think so. They were like, you need to go see Vijda Game. Like, it's okay. So. Maybe you're right. Maybe if I saw it in the crowded theater, I'd have a different experience than what I am now. But that's how I feel. All right. So that being said, Eli, before I get into the big shit, because I'm going to do some research before I get into the big shit, I'm gonna let you get into what you were going to talk about, because I know you had a
this is a last
flea
minute
flicker
topic.
you want to throw.
It was a last minute topic since we don't have a lot of show tonight, so I figured we'll throw this on there just to kill some time. This is the filler. This is the creamy center. This is the center of the Tootsie Pop. So it was announced, I believe Bloody Disgusting, the website, the horror movie website, they announced that Sean Cunningham, the producer, the director of the original Friday the 13th movie, is planning a Friday the 13th reboot. So this comes not too long after the lawsuit. For those who don't know, there's been a lawsuit going on for years in the Friday the 13th, over the rights of Friday the 13th. The original script, Victor Miller, who wrote the original script, basically wanted the rights back. And so there was a lawsuit. It was years. It's basically stopped all the updates of the video game. It stopped a new movie from being made.
Like even Jason X, I thought they couldn't call it Friday the 13th because of the lawsuit. That's what I heard.
Something, yeah. But basically, the lawsuit's been settled, and now it's basically Victor Miller got the rights back to all the script. So anything in the original Friday the 13th, Victor Miller owns. He, Camp Crystal Lake, Jason's mom, Jason, little kid Jason, but Sean Cunningham owns everything after the first movie. So he owns, because in the original script, Jason wasn't the killer. So Sean Cunningham owns the rights to Jason being the killer, the hockey mask, all that. But it was also announced that Peacock, they're doing a prequel TV series. And that's different. So technically, the TV series can do whatever they want because it's TV and not film.
Then they only own the movie rights. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So film right. Like New Line owns the rights to film. So technically, anything is a game. They can do whatever they want on the TV show. They said they're going to do a prequel series focusing on Jason's mom, and eventually they might get to Jason as a killer at some point. But right now, it's just going to be, focuses on Mrs. Voorhees and all that. But Sean Cunningham, he can make movies. He just has to he needs Victor Miller's permission to use Jason as a character. So that's where it gets tricky. And even though they've announced that they plan on making a reboot, he would still need Victor Miller's permission if he wants to include Jason in the movie.
Which I'm sure he won't do for free.
Yeah, and I say go ahead and do it because these are going to make money. A reboot. I mean, I don't know what that means, that they're going to reboot the series. I don't know. I mean, let's get serious. The fans want Jason, So to make a Friday the 13th movie without Jason would probably piss a lot of people off. And then also,
but I don't mind them doing a hardcore reboot. I mean, yeah, New 52 this shit. Like I said, we're talking from 40 years later.
There's Tommy Jarvis. The Tommy Jarvis trilogy. Corey Feldman played him as a little kid in part 4. He grew up in part 5. That's pretty much. I think it's the same guy doing Bates. I think it's the same guy. But Tommy Jarvis. They originally wanted to make Tommy Jarvis become the new Jason. He would go insane, and eventually, at the end of part 5, which isn't Jason in that movie, that's a copycat killer pretending to be Jason. That's a very controversial movie in the series. It's one of my favorites because it's so trashy and hilarious. But it gets a lot of flack because it's not technically Jason. It's a guy dressed up as Jason. But they were alluding to the fact that Tommy Jarvis would go insane and become the new Jason. That could be a route that they could go. So yeah, but I say just let Victor Miller should just give them the rights, get paid, sell, get a percentage. This is going to make money. This is easy money. Fans have been wanting to see Jason in a movie. It's been over a decade since that, remake. So yeah, it's easy money. Personally, what I would like to see in a new Friday the 13th movie would be all the final girls getting together and forming like a hit squad and going hunting Jason. That would be. You
talking about like recast or the actual original ones that were?
Or whatever. Yes, they can recast them. I mean, some of them, yeah, they're all still alive. They're all there.
That's what I was wondering. Are they still alive? Okay.
Yeah. They all regularly do cons. Just get a hit squad of badass chicks and just go hunt Jason.
Well, Jason's mother was the original killer. So if you want to go woke, you can't get woker than that.
Yeah, Pam Voorhees was the original killer. And that's the thing is Victor Miller he's stated he was never interested in Jason as the killer. He wrote the original Friday the 13th to be more of a mystery. And let's get real. we all know that Sean Cunningham, he stated that he ripped off Halloween. He saw Halloween, said, oh, look at how much money this little cheap horror movie made. Let's do that. Only instead, we're going to show the kills. We're going to show the gore. Because in Halloween, it's a pretty bloodless movie. And so that's what they did. Him and Victor Miller got together. Let's have a guy going around killing kids at a summer camp. We'll steal the plot from Bay of Blood, which is an Italian giallo film. Same premise: a mystery killer stalking people around a lake, and show the kills. And it made a bunch of money. They never meant to make a sequel. They never meant to make 13 fucking movies. So they were making shit up as they went along. They made Jason the Killer in the second one. He doesn't even get his hockey mask till part 3. And they try to kill him in part 4, but he just kept. Now he's up to. We got like 12 Jason movies now. So they were making shit up as they went along. They never meant it to have a lore or like this deep mythology. It was just like, let's just have Jason hacking up kids. Hey, Doom's in the
Vic,
house.
what's up?
Let's just have Jason hack up kids in every movie because that's what people wanted to see. So it's an easy formula. And just do that, and you'll make money. So yeah.
Because you're not spending a $300 million budget on these movies. I mean, it's not end game. You're gonna make. That's why you're gonna make your money back. So
yeah, you can make this easily for like 10 million and make.
Yeah. Plus,
make
since you
least,
got Jason, you're doing it wrong anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see Terrifier 2 made for like what, $100,000 on Kickstarter.
Right.
Make like 10 million worldwide now. That's like a big middle finger to the whole industry.
Right.
So
make it cheap, get your money back. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just a little something. Is Jason in Dead by Sunrise or Dead by Daylight? You mean?
Yeah, because they kept putting the horror people in there.
There's a guy under that looks like they can't like Dead by Daylight doesn't have they got a name. What's he called? He's got another name. Like the Freddy guy is called the Freddy guy is called like the Nightmare Man, and the Scream guy is called the Screamer or something. And
okay,
they got
close enough.
Yeah, they look like them, but they changed the names just because they don't have the rights to it.
Yeah. So he is in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he was. Leatherface and was it Alien and Predator? Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Freddy's in there. Rambo's in there. RoboCop's in there. It's
the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it's like Mortal Kombat just turned into a fighting game for your dad. That's all. That's
yeah. It's was it Super Brawl or what's it called? Super Mario Brawl or whatever.
Yeah,
Super Smash Brothers with
right.
With
with your dad's favorite fighters. Yeah. That's where you go. So yeah. All right. So now it's on me, and now we got to move to a sad occasion. This is the thing. I heard this news hit me like a bombshell because people know I've been this on me.
Okay, you're gonna take care of this. Yeah. I'm gonna dip out for a second. Go take care of something.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do what you gotta do. I'm gonna take it as long as I need. Okay. So for those that don't know what I got, matter of fact, I'm just put it on me. Boom. I'm not gonna put it on me. We'll come back to me. All right. So what we got going on right now is that the Marvel's Avengers is done. It's officially done. And when I mean done, like done. This isn't something like where they saying like rumors are out and they're saying no. Crystal Dynamics, Square Entertainment has came out themselves and said that the game is done. We're out of here. So that is it for the game. You basically they're saying by September 30th, the game will actually be delisted. It will no longer be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. It will be out of there. So if you want to get the game by then, you don't have the game by then. If you don't have it by then, that's it. You will not even be able to purchase the game. Matter of fact, all the games that are going to be like sold in like Best Buy and Walmart, they sell them off the shelves. When they sell, they are not getting another copy. So basically after September 30th, you will not be able to buy this game anymore. I know that's not a big deal. People playing the game begin with anyway. So what is going on with this game? So even though it's going to end by September 30th, by March 31st, which is roughly 2 months from now, and yes, it's my gameplay plan right now. So roughly 2 months from now, the game is going to unlock all DLC. So all paid costumes, moves, takedowns. Oh, hey, I'll just get started. Yeah, moves, takedowns, emotes, dance moves, all stuff like that. Everything that's on the game that was behind a paywall will become free. everything, all the MCU skins.
Is
all
this
the
you playing?
Yeah, this is my gameplay. Yeah. So yeah, matter of fact, I beat this Black Panther part like so many times. He's like my highest rated player right now. So yeah, so that's the thing. So the game will be unlocked. You will get all the players. So if you want to play the whole game with the Avengers in-game, costumes, you can do that. And actually, I was actually even going to buy that. I saw it online. It was $75. I was actually going to pay that. It was on my next paycheck. I'm like, I'm gonna save up to just buy MCU skins. Then I got this news saying it was gonna be free anyway. So dodge that bullet, Then the game bombed horribly, Jacob. Horribly. CEO of Square himself came out and said the game flopped. So this isn't, conjecture or speculation. They came out and said it flopped. Basically, what happened was that they put some more money into it to see if it was going to pick up steam and see if people were going to jump on the bandwagon. They put the Black Panther DLC out. It didn't really help. So they're like, okay, so why are we pumping more money into this game if it's not doing anything? So
why do you think it bombed? Because you're playing as Ms. Marvel?
Probably, it's woke. Why did the game bomb? Why did the game bomb? Yes, that people are saying it because you play the majority of the game as Ms. Marvel. I think the game is trying to do too much. Because like I said, remember I telling you about I was going to pay $75 for MCU skins. Yes, I'm a dumbass that asshole love to do shit like that. The random consumer isn't going to do stuff like that. So the main stuff you're trying to do is hide behind a paywall. The majority of the game is online. When you play superhero games like this and Spider-Man and X-Men, you just want to play just a good narrative situation. Yeah. You don't want to play Fortnite.
So it's online? You had to play online?
Yeah, you got to play online. Yeah. Oh, and people nah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right. That's pretty much it. So, and plus we got bugs.
I played the demo. I played that.
The demo killed this game because that demo was fucking horrible. Yeah, the demo just straight up killed the game to begin with.
I thought it was all right. Yeah, you played as Ms. Marvel a little bit, but I was playing as the Hulk. You played as everybody for I only played it for a couple hours.
Right, but here's the thing. Another thing that kind of screwed this game up. This is what they look like when they first started. People are like, what the fuck is this like? This ain't the
Final
Avengers.
Fantasy skins.
This is their stunt doubles. People don't want to play that shit like that. Now I understand what Square Enix were trying to do. They were going let's give you the shitty costumes first to make you pay for them later on. People are like, no, I want good costumes now. I'm not playing as the reject Avengers or the Kmart Avengers. No, I want the real Avengers. So, but the costumes did get better, but they behind a paywall. We had to pay like $15 per costume. People ain't doing that, and that's the main thing. They didn't really have a whole lot of updates. They still going to have some updates. They only put in like 4 characters behind after this. Like they didn't put in War Machine or Falcon or Wanda or Vision, Captain Marvel. None of those people in the game. You got Black Panther,
Winter
you got
Soldier,
Girl Hawkeye, Girl Thor. People you already had in the game. And they had the exact same moves. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Winter Soldier eventually came, and he had the same damn moves as Captain America and Black Widow. So it's like, what's the point? So that's why I think the game flopped. Like I said, the game did flop, but was the story any good? The story was good. Even people that hated the game gave the story credit. They were like, if you play the game for nothing else, the storyline is pretty good on it. And then after that, they stopped dropping other storylines. Like Hawkeye had a storyline, both Hawkeyes had a storyline, Black Panther storyline, and it all continued with the game. And they were actually going to finish the game like Ultron was going to be the main bad guy of the game. They were going to eventually bring him in. They put hints in with all the game, but of course they ran out of money and they could never do that. What else? Spider-Man. We got to talk about Spider-Man. I think that pissed people off also because he's still PlayStation exclusive. Matter of fact,
was it MODOK?
MODOK was the bad guy of the he was the final boss of this game. Yeah. And he actually looked best. That is the best MODOK has ever looked in any medium he's ever been in. I feel, including Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania.
Oh, that's right. He is in that.
He is the bad guy there. People saying he looked like shit in that. Like MODOK looked like shit. Never seen him look. Well, see, Marvel's Avengers gave you the perfect MODOK, and you didn't like him, so that's on you. As far as Spider-Man, now Spider-Man will stay a PlayStation exclusive even though the game is done. They're unlocking everything except Spider-Man, so that sucks. I'm trying to think what else we got here. I'm thinking that's pretty much it.
Did you play that Gotham? You played that Gotham Knights or whatever?
I hated that damn game. Let's talk about that Gotham game for a second. The Gotham game was basically doing what this does. And what they're saying,
online?
It's online, yeah. Oh. Well, not and that's actually no. I take that back. The Gotham game is not as bad as this, but it's like an RPG where you got to grind and get stats and shit like that, like this game. Oh. Yeah. So it's not like you're just playing. Like you got to go, build your character.
Where it'll be fun after a month. Oh, this game's finally fun.
Once you finally build a character like it, then it gets fun. A lot of people got time for all this shit.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit. I played Sonic. I spent the week playing the old Sonics on the Genesis.
I saw you do that. Did you stream it?
No, because I mean I probably could have, but I don't know how to do it. I got one of them little mini Genesis.
I'm sure it's a way. I know what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's a way.
I played through both the first one and the second one. It's also there's also that spinball, that Sonic pinball game on there.
Oh, I love the spinball game. I used to play it all the time.
But yeah, I played through the old school Sonics and and I got to cheat this time because I could save.
Well, they had a debug mode in it. Did you get Supersonic?
No.
Okay.
But there were a couple of parts that took me like 100 times. Like some of them jumps.
That's what I learned about those old school games. I'm nowhere near as good at them as I used to be.
Yeah, the timing and shit. And the thing is, I forgot that Sonic is not Mario.
He's a lot faster. Yeah.
It's all about speed and getting that timing down. Because where Mario, you can kind of control his jumps and shit. He had a lot of control over his maneuvers and shit. Whereas Sonic was all about jumping and just just getting that timing down.
Yeah, because the PS4, PS5 is PS4 compatible, so you play all those old school games on there. You can play Sonic on there if you want to, if you know where to find it. So yeah.
I was like that. I was like, I haven't played a Sonic game like any of the newer Sonic games, so I was like, I might check those out. Just because
they're horrible. They're terrible. Yeah. Nah, they're terrible.
I might watch the movies now.
Now you have frame of reference. You're like, hey, that I understand that reference.
Dr. Robotnik. Yeah,
exactly. Oh man, so that's my thing about that. So yeah, so what I was gonna say about the game and just wrap this up. The game will still be playable after September 30th, even though you will not be able to buy the game anywhere. It will be online or offline. Square Enix said they would try to keep it playable as long as possible. That's all they said. So eventually the game will be dead, and the game you will not be able to. Eli, can you take care of that?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. I remember you did something.
69 mega. Damn, that's
he's back again. Get rid of him. Oh man.
Damn.
So that's going. Yeah. So, but I do urge everybody to play the game. If you haven't played the game in a while, play the game, because honestly, this is one of my favorite games in recent memory. Like this, Street Fighter 5 and the Arkham games is all I play. Like this, I looked at my numbers on Steam. I put in 165 hours on this game in total. I pretty much maxed out the majority of the characters. I've beaten all the missions like 100 times. Also like that, because that's nothing. The game does get very repetitive. You're gonna beat these missions over and over and over again till you recognize them. So that may be fun for some, maybe not for some. For others, and when you play it online, it get kind of glitchy. But yeah, that's me. I'm gonna just let this play because I like this cutscene right here. And like I said, the story is good because in this storyline right here, Black Panther does face off against Claw, and he does turn into the big sound monster at the end. Spoiler alert, because right here I think Black Panther cuts his arm off or something. But that's the thing. Like I said, even though those shitty costumes look shitty at first, look at Black Panther's costume, and that's the default one that they gave you. So I thought that looked pretty good. So when the game went further on, they got better costumes.
Why
I almost feel
like Nathan Drake or whatever.
No. Well, you talk about Claw. Well,
yeah.
Is he really that different from Nathan Drake? Nathan Drake is pretty much an asshole like pirate like him too. So maybe they're making a statement.
Or the dad on The Last of Us.
Right, basically that. They're all just these old angry pirate assholes that just stealing shit, So, but yeah, that's my thing. So they did get better with the costumes. They did get better with the moves. I do think the graphics got better with it also. They started putting the new updates on it, because I think it's one of the prettiest games to have out there also, in my opinion. So, and plus you can get the game for super cheap. If you pay more than $10 for this game right now, you're spending too much. So I'm pretty sure you can find it $10 anywhere. Hell, it's on Game Pass. Yeah, it's on Game Pass right now. So you actually don't even have to pay for it.
Oh, that's right. I could play. I've seen it on Game Pass. I just haven't Played it.
Yeah, but don't play it until March 30th, until after March 30th. So don't play it right now. Yeah, you gotta wait. So that's all I got.
Okay, well now because I was actually thinking about getting that Gotham Knights game, but if you're saying it's shit, then
it's shit. It really is. I tried, and maybe it will get better. 20 hours in. I ain't got time for this shit. Fuck that. So, and plus, I keep comparing. Me personally, I keep comparing it to Arkham Knights, the Arkham games. Yeah. Which combat wise, graphics wise, it is vastly inferior.
Yeah, so I mean that's the thing about the Arkham games. Like you could kick ass pretty much from the get go. I mean, yeah, right. You could learn cooler moves.
You do get better moves later on, but from the beginning, you beating ass.
You can kick ass.
This isn't like that. So
I mean, I hardly use the unlocked move.
No, it has. Cyberpunk has dropped in price, Jacob. Matter of fact, I think it's on sale right now for $30. You can find it $30 pretty much anywhere. So yeah. So that's my thing, man. One of my favorite games, but I completely understand how we got to this point with this game. I completely understand. I'm not in denial. But sometimes you just enjoy shit. Even though everybody else didn't enjoy shit. I like CW. I like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like Marvel's Avengers. I can like that. Everybody else hates it, So I like Black Adam. Shout out to Fat T. He liked that shit too. He just saw it today. So
what the hell, man?
He's back. I thought you got rid of him.
I did.
He's bypassing your firewalls, Eli. All right, so let's move on past this. Yeah. There we go. Man. But like I said, I do recommend the game now. When it first came out, nah. Hell no. What do we got here? He just got okay. I think we're good now. All right, so I think we're where we need to be at. Eli, let's go ahead and jump on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, this Comic Book Bullies. We're talking about comic books, and we're just going to jump into the comic book section right now. Eli, you had more than me. I was lazy this week. I'm sorry, but
I got more than you, huh?
Yeah, you got more than me. So I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, should I do the big one? I'll do the big release.
The big one, the big one.
The bestseller.
And honestly, I should have read this. I'm disappointed in myself.
You probably should because it's gonna tie into all the shit that.
Oh, that
Dawn
Lazarus juice
shit.
And all it.
Yeah,
okay.
Lazarus juice. Yeah. So I'm talking about Nightwing 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go check it out. 69 mega 69.
There you go.
That sounds yeah, like
I would send you the link, Jake, but right, but don't blame me if you catch a virus from him. They may have been the type of love you're looking for.
Yeah. So this is the big release, Nightwing 100, a big thick girthy issue, and basically it sets up what's this new after the Dark Crisis event, the new direction.
Because Dick's supposed to be like the guy now. From what I'm hearing.
Yeah, he's gonna be the guy. I did not read Dark Crisis, so all I know about that is the Justice League kind of broke up. I guess they disbanded, and the Hall of Justice is all fucked up and shit, and so they're kind of like rethinking, re-strategizing, rebranding. The Justice League are rebranded. So this book basically happens. There's this, I forget what it's called. It's this high-rise prison that's in Bloodhaven. It's full of all the criminals and shit. Heartless, that serial killer that was going around ripping people's hearts out, and he killed Blockbuster. He and took over the mob, and he's running, basically the new mob boss of Bloodhaven. He breaks into this prison and then frees them, all the prisoners, like, yo, I need an army. We're going to fucking take over this town. We're going to kill Nightwing. We're going to be the fucking, we're going to run this shit. So he basically, goes in, gives a bunch of weapons to all these criminals and shit, lets them free. And he lets out, what's that, Elephant Man? That one guy? KG Beast? Yeah, Elephant Man. I guess he's
I thought that was a Marvel guy, but okay.
No, he's an elephant guy with an elephant head. I guess.
Well,
was it Jeff Johns?
There's a She-Hulk villain named Elephant Man also. So yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a guy that looks like a human elephant. I guess Jeff Johns made him up for some shit. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So he's running around. We got KG Beast. Heartless tells KG Beast, "Yo, go kill Dick Grayson for me." Tony Zuko's in there. Like, hey, I admire you.
He did.
No, he's still alive in prison. Heartless goes to him like, I admire you because you killed Dick Grayson's parents. We got to talk. So okay, Bloodhaven's just overrun with criminals. So Nightwing basically gets the Titans. Like, hey, we're gonna like split up. One group, you go take care of the supervillains like Elephant Man, and the rest of us, we're gonna go take care of Heartless and shit. So like Beast Boy ends up turning into an elephant and like rams into Elephant Man. That was pretty funny.
Does he have the eye patch?
I don't
Beast
remember.
Boy.
Beast Boy. I don't know. Well, he's right there. Does he? I can't tell.
Well, let me.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got the eye patch.
Okay, because Deathstroke shot him in the face in that Dark Crisis shit.
It.
So yeah. Okay.
Is it there again?
Continuity. Want to make sure we got continuity.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Joker did nothing wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So one part of the Titans go, fighting the super villains. Then Nightwing, he goes and fights KG Beast, kicks his ass. And then
did Grayson say anything about KGB shoot him in the head? He never said anything about that.
Yeah, he mentioned that and shit.
He mentioned, okay.
Yeah, I got a score to settle. So basically, Heartless basically takes off with I can't remember. Did he? What happened with them? I don't remember what happened with Heartless. But him and Tony Zuko kind of like are hooking up and I think are planning some shit. But anyways, after everything calms down and Nightwing basically tells all the criminals, I'm not, of course we got to throw shade at Batman and, basically, hey, Nightwing is better than Batman because he doesn't beat the shit out of people. And he actually says, hey, I'm not going to beat the shit out of you because that's, you guys are just kids and shit that, got influenced by the wrong people. So I'm not going to just beat the shit out of you. So we had to throw shade at Batman, and then proceeds to go beat the shit out of people.
The Batman way.
Yeah. After everything settles down, Superman and Wonder Woman show up and they're like, hey, Justice League, we're rebranding and we'd like you to lead the new Justice League. You're a great leader. You're cleaning up this town. We need some new young talent and we think you're the one. So we'd like you to lead the Justice League. And then we cut to a really heartwarming scene with Dick and Bruce Wayne at Alfred's grave. And they kind of have a heart-to-heart. They're saying how Alfred was basically their conduit of communication. Alfred basically relayed messages that they couldn't say to each other. And so they start asking, well, what do you think Alfred would have told me? And Batman's like, Alfred would have told you that you were my inspiration, that you made me a better man and all that stuff. And then Nightwing says, well, Alfred would have told you that you were my inspiration. And, you made me, it was a kind of a heartwarming scene and shit, that they're finally opening up without having, not with Alfred being missing from their lives, that they're basically opening up and communicating better. And Nightwing ends up hugging Batman saying, I love you, Dad. It was really heartwarming, And then we end off, basically Nightwing, he's got, he's a billionaire now. So he ends up buying that prison. It's like, okay, we're not going to when people, this prison is right by that bridge that goes into our city. The first thing people are going to see when coming to the city is not going to be this big giant prison. So he buys the prison and he ends up turning it into the Teen Tower or the Tower Team or
Titans Tower.
Titans Tower.
Titans Tower. I forgot what it was myself.
Yeah, Titans Tower. So that's what he's going to, like, it's going to,
so he built Titan Tower in Bloodhaven.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So he's turning that prison into Titans Tower, and that's them. And this is the last panel saying it's a new day. It's a new dawn. And that's it. So yeah, we got a lot of cool action. And we're setting up the new dawn, the DC dawn or whatever it's called.
Dawn of the DC.
Yeah, whatever it's called. So, yeah. I mean, even if you're not reading Nightwing, this still has something to do with the DC books going forward. So
yeah, because basically he's supposed to be the center of everything now. So yes, we'll see.
So yeah, this was cool. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. I had a lot of fun with this. It was a
Nice.
big issue. It wasn't like, that's what I was wondering. It's a 100. It's going to be 10 fucking different anthology stories. And shit.
Right.
But no,
It
it
was
was like a one big cohesive story that flowed really fast, even though there was like a bunch of pinups and shit. You know, get to see every era, every Nightwing suit ever. You know what I mean?
every angle of his ass.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. And then different artists, you know, dropping into you know, draw different scenes, but it was still cool. It was still a lot of fun. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5.
Nice. Okay. And Tom Taylor is continuing on with this book. I'm pretty sure it's not his last. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't look into it, but I would imagine so.
They should just give him Justice League. Jesus. Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah, this better than whatever Joshua Wilson was doing, but yeah. All right. So, book I'm going to do is Immortal X-Men number 10, I think.
Okay.
Now, even though we've been doing a lot of X-Men books on here, Eli, we haven't done Immortal X-Men. We've been doing every X-Men book except this one. So
okay,
we're gonna do this one because actually some shit has been going down in this book, and I decided to pick it up because it's supposed to be like this story is actually supposed to be like focusing on Professor X. Hold on, let me see if I can get in there. Now I'm gonna just give you a background for what happened in the last issue. The last issue, Mr. Sinister finally went nuts and revealed who he really was, and he killed half the Quiet Council, including Hope. He killed Hope Summers, you know. And she's one of the leader of the Five. So since she's dead, yeah, exactly. So since she's dead, they don't know if they can resurrect people anymore because she was like the most crucial part of the Five. Like the rest of them, like Gold Boss, like that, they can replace them. Her can't replace Hope. You know. Let's get to it. Anyway, we're here. All right. So, like I said, we're here. Mr. Sinister knows what he did last time. He's still cloning people, but he like, I gotta hurt him clone this shit before the X-Men come for me because he knows it's only a matter of time for the X-Men come for me after I kill half the Quiet Council, you know. Then he gets out of there. And they see the Quiet Council and they're just, you know, just roasted. I didn't see what he did last issue. I didn't read that book, but obviously you can see he messed up. Cable, meanwhile, don't care about anybody else. All he cares about is Hope, his daughter. He grabs Hope and he takes it down, walks down the steps, and all the mutants are there, like throwing a funeral. They do the Black Power fist. Oh, I'm gonna look past that. You know, never mind. You know, and now the Five are the Four. You know, because they don't have Hope to, you know, to do this. So now they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. You know, so they got two mutants that can mimic Hulk's powers. One of them is Mimic. Yeah, he's just like, I can't do this. Too much pressure. I can't do it. He leaves. Meanwhile, you got Sync, and Sync is like, I'll do it. Let me see the body. Let me get close to it. Even though like Sinister just you know, messed her up. They like, you don't even need to look at the body because it's gonna miss your night. Let me look at it. He simulates Hope's powers, and the Five do their thing, and they resurrect Hope. They bring her back. Okay, so now that she's back, they can bring back the Quiet Council. So they bring back everybody else. They bring back Exodus, and Exodus like, why is Mr. Sinister still breathing the same air as me? Why hasn't somebody taken care of him yet? And Professor X and Emma, they're like, don't worry about that. We're going to take care of it now. So basically they go to his old hideout in Alaska and they teleport, like not all the X-Men, just a hand-picked few of them. You know, Cyclops start barking orders. Okay, X-Men, I want all the Quiet Council members to stay back while the rest of the X-Men scout, except Nightcrawler. Need Nightcrawler come with me. So they go in there and they get there, they look around, they don't see Mr. Sinister. But they got some stuff waiting for him. Mr. Sinister started doing those like combined clone mutants of things like Blob and Cyclops together. He like cloned a whole bunch of them and just started sending them after everybody. They just start just shooting the shit out of people. So that's what Mr. Sinister had been doing down here the whole time, splicing DNA of mutants and combining them together. You know, Cyclops says too much. He like, Quiet Council, I need y'all help. Bring him back up. Quiet Council shows up. He like, bring on the B team because these are like the Omegas level mutants right here, and they just start just wrecking shit, tearing up people, tearing up shit. Yeah, Jean Grey's like, I know what Miss Sinister is. Nightcrawler, go get him. They go there, but it's actually a brain he left behind. So he went to the wrong person. You know, Miss Sinister finally, whatever he was trying to do, he finished it, and now he's out of here. And he sends some more, you know, clone spliced up mutants to take everybody else like that while he makes a run for it. You know. And he makes a good speech right here. He was like, Charles, I know you hear me, Charles. You think you can make Krakoa? You think you make Krakoa? No, we make Krakoa. and you think you can make it with me, Magneto, and Apocalypse. You think you just hire some killers to make your utopia and they just throw us away whenever we start acting crazy? Nah, it don't work like that. We want our piece of the pie too. So he tries to make an escape. And right before he makes an escape, that's when Hope and Exodus join forces and they blast him out of the sky. He falls back to the sky and stuff like that. Miss Sinister tells his army to just shoot them right on the spot right now. And before they even raise their guns, Professor X does his thing and blows all their heads off. Everybody except Sinister. Damn. So he can just do that just by blinking. Like, that's how strong Professor X is. He could have ended the shit if he wanted to. Emma Frost knocks him the fuck out. And Professor X just tells him, all right, Mr. Sinister, you don't have to be distant to know what comes next. So they don't kill him. They take him hostage and take him prisoner back to Rigor, And basically, Professor X has this whole internal monologue right there. He was basically saying, like, if I was Magneto, this dude would be dead. Matter of fact, if I was Magneto, everybody would be dead. Like, the humans would have just been dead right now. They just would have just slit their throat and it would have just been nothing but mutants right now. But I'm not cruel enough to do that. I have to have, safeguards on myself, While Sinister there, Professor A, they all vote on what to do. They all vote in unison, and the ground eats them. Because that's what they do with bad guys. They don't kill them. They basically give them like a fate worse than death. They did it to somebody else too. I can't remember who else they did, but yeah. So Sinister's gone. And Emma's just like, why didn't you just kill him? So like, no, because we can't go to his level. We got to be better than that. We already had some riffraff in the Quiet Council as it is, so we have to be better than that moving forward. Just because a monster has use, he's still a monster. So yeah, so that's it. So the Quiet Council goes back to their business. They, enjoying business for the day. But Destiny tells Mystique, we need to go now, right now, because she sees something she's not telling everybody, And this Professor X looks over the horizon and looks in the mirror back at himself, takes off his helmet, and it is revealed he is a Mr. Sinister clone. Dun, 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 to be continued. So yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So that and so
isn't there like a Sinister solo book out or coming out soon?
Next week.
Is it next week? Okay.
Next week. This is set up for that. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he got one clone in there. We don't know what else he got going on in there. So yeah. So yeah, those are pretty awesome. Why haven't I been reading this book? This book, one issue, was way better than any of that other X-Men shit I was reading on the other side over there. And
what was that
Goma
one?
was telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that one where Moria was? They were like after her and shit.
That was the gifts of Wolverine or the lives of Wolverine.
Or something. Okay, and then
something like that.
That's like the last X-Men shit that I remember. Or no, I was reading that X-Men Red for a little bit,
which we hadn't been reviewing that either. Yeah.
Yeah, I read a couple of those, and I stopped giving a shit about that.
But it's got Thunderbird.
Yeah, that's right. He was on Mars. Yeah, he's like a bouncer
on Mars,
on the bar, and
yeah,
somebody gave him shit, and I got all offended and shit.
Oh man. Yeah, so all right, so obviously awesome book. I'm sort of kind of excited for the Sinister. We'll see where it goes, but yeah, I'll let you go from there. So.
All right. Well, since we're on Marvel, I guess I will do. Oh shit,
Marvel baby.
I'll do the Alien #5.
Eli, I would have been disappointed in you if you didn't read this book.
Did you read this?
No. Oh. But I would have been disappointed in you if you didn't read this book.
Oh, this is like the second to last. I think, yeah. There's only one more in this arc.
What? It's not an ongoing? I thought it was ongoing.
Well, no, it's an ongoing.
Oh, in the arc, okay.
In this story arc, there's only one more.
Makes sense. 6 issues. That's a nice meaty trade paperback right there. Yeah. Okay.
So this is one that focuses on the Steel team. They're synthetics. Are you covered? No, I didn't read that. I haven't read it. I only read the first arc. I haven't read that book in like a year. So yeah, sorry.
So that's a no. Sorry, Jay. We just disappointed you left and right.
Yeah. So this is the Steel team is a squad of synthetics, the androids. They basically they can survive on planets that humans can't because they don't need to breathe air and all that shit, or toxins don't affect them because they're machines. They're androids and shit. Well, they kind of went AWOL and they were like, fuck this, fuck humanity, they suck. But Wayland Yutani basically said, hey, you know, there's a virus going on. We need an element from alien DNA. It's on this laboratory, on this planet that was overrun with aliens. So the government nuked the planet and, you know, destroyed the place. It's a nuclear wasteland. But in one of the labs, underground labs, there's some alien DNA that has a substance that could basically kill this virus that is this COVID, 69 that's killing humanity or whatever. So they send in the SEAL team because it's a nuclear fallout zone. It's radiation. Humans can't survive. They go there. The place is overrun with aliens. They find some human survivors there. They're like, oh shit, there's humans here. They shouldn't have been surviving, but they are. Why are they surviving? Because those humans took some of that alien DNA and now they can survive in radiation now. So they say, hey, we'll guide you to that laboratory where that DNA is at. And yeah, so they do that. And then they lock them in there with in the alien hives. And then they get attacked by aliens. And so they basically shoot their way out. Big ass alien fight scene. One of the humans is infected with an alien virus, and she ends up turning into this alien human hybrid mutant thing. And there she is. And she goes back to the human base and starts fucking ripping people apart. And she can communicate with the other aliens and all that shit. So the androids show up and they start killing everybody and all that shit. There's a big old fight scene. They're trying to get to the beacon to the drop zone to escape. They have a kid who's surviving too. He's like this human kid. We're like, well, we don't need the alien DNA because this kid has the virus in him or that DNA in him. So we can just use him as a host for this cure to save humanity. Of course, one of the androids named Eli, he throws like, nope, fuck humanity. We're not going to save humanity. Humanity sucks. We're not saving them. And he throws the kid into the pit with the aliens. And then that's where it ends, where it ends with the kid and there's like an alien queen about to get the kid and shit. So that's where this issue ends. So there's one more after this. It was pretty cool. It's been pretty fun. I dig the whole, mercenary android, squad that goes in and, kills aliens and shit. A lot of violence, a lot of alien on android violence, but because, they're androids and they bleed that milky substance. Right. So instead of red blood, it's all white. It's just splashes of white. Now that I think of it,
that's kind of worse. Dirty. Yeah,
that kind of sounds dirty that I think about it.
Exactly. Kind of like in Japanese manga when they get censored with the red and everything white and makes it look even worse.
Tentacle.
Like maybe you should have thought this through first.
Yeah. But yeah, my only thing is the chick who turns into the alien hybrid. There she is, right there, and she just basically looks bald. She basically kind of grows some claws on her hands and some fangs. She kind of just looks like a vampire.
Well, kind of like Ripley in Part 4. She was an alien hybrid, whatever.
Yeah, but she looks still like human. I thought,
yeah, human. Yeah, she was still human, but yeah.
Yeah, like this one, she just turns into. She kind of looks like a vampire. Remember that movie Species?
Yeah.
I thought it would be cooler. What if she looked like that?
But they remember that scene that not everybody looked like Ridley's. Ridley had some hybrid clones, but someone was fucked up. This like
where they were still working on it. They haven't perfected the mutator or whatever. Yeah. So that's my only thing is like she looked a little too human like vampire and less alien, less Geiger, HR Geiger.
Yeah. And Josh Whedon wrote that movie, so it's canceled. So yeah.
Yeah, so this is a 4 out of 5. I'm still digging this. I dig the Alien comics, and Marvel hasn't been doing bad. I was a little worried that when Dark Horse lost the
Alien is a Disney princess now.
Yeah, that they were gonna fluffy it up and make it all fuzzy and kid friendly, but they haven't. So yeah, pretty cool shit.
All right, cool. All right, so next book I'm going to do, last book I'm going to do is Iron Man #2. So, like I said, I read the last issue of this. I was like, yeah.
I almost got this because I heard something about the 10 rings, but then I noticed it was a number 2, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to read the first.
I'll have to get into it. It's complicated.
Okay.
we're gonna get into it. But they may or may not show up in this book. But anyway, it has something to do with Riri. So we're just gonna get into it. Like I said, you see the cover right there. Riri versus Iron Man. This is clickbait. This doesn't happen. So Marvel, stop doing that shit, you know. Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So the last issue left off with Tony Stark being drunk on his ass. Because of course, you know, and he wakes up in a hungover in the gutter, and it's Riri flying over him right now. She's like, you know, you the #1 trending topic on TikTok right now. You know that, right? And she's like, I don't even know what that is. When quit scanning me, you know. And then she grabs him and takes him to his, you know, his base and stuff like that, you know, to basically shape him up. And she's like, well, what the hell happened to you? She's like, somebody did this to me. I wasn't drunk on my ass on my own, you know, will. Somebody did this to me. I don't know who did it, but we're gonna find out what it is, you know. So basically he puts his suit on, and his suit kind of like detoxifies him, so it kind of like sobers him up, you know. While he doing that, he just like, I need to rest, so he sleeps in his hammock, and he just lays in his bed, you know, while trying to recover from his hangover, you know. While they look at the news, and basically the Stark Enterprises stock is falling, you know, is plummeting right now because Tony Stark was on the news drunk off his ass, you know. And they associating Tony Stark with the company, even though the company has a new CEO named Andy Bang. Anybody's trying to tell everybody that this weird shit that Tony Stark is into has nothing to do with the company. He's not associated with the company. He's retired, you know. Meanwhile, this guy's like, excellent. Everything is according to plan. We got this sick ass setup. We got like 4 monitors. I'm jealous. This dude is a super villain just for that, you know. But going forward, like I said, he just like, look, so can we get back to business? So any weird shit Tony Stark is into, nothing to do with us. Let's get back to business. Meanwhile, boom, the building crashes. And that's when you get the bad guy of the week, the Living Laser. Now, the Living Laser is an old 60s, old school Avengers villain. Pops up from time to time. I even asked myself, like, man, what happened to the Living Laser? He was a okay villain. Well, here he is. So he's pissed. He's like, where's Tony Stark? I need to kill Tony Stark, you know. So they're on the news watching, and they see it happen in real time. And he's like, well, let me go ahead and suit up. And he's trying to get out the hammock, but he's like, Riri, can you help me get out the hammock? You know, so he helps him out, and they go flying, you know, past, you know, what bridge is that? Brooklyn Bridge, Washington Bridge? I don't know. It's in New York. I know that.
And probably a Manhattan Bridge.
Probably Manhattan Bridge. Okay.
Or George Washington. It could look like that.
I'm gonna go by your knowledge on it. So yeah, so you got Iron Man and Ironheart flying to the scene of the crime and actually going to the old Avengers mansion, which is actually like a tourist attraction now. They don't even go there anymore, but they're just there, and Living Laser just tearing shit up. First thing he does is burn Iron Man's statue with the rest of the Avengers. He was like, Earth's mightiest heroes my ass, you know. And that's when they show up, just like, man, why you tearing on my statue, you know? So he just like, oh, you mocking me? You like, what did you do to me, Stark? And so basically he like, calm down, Living Laser. Let's talk this out, see what's going on. He like, no, I'm done talking. And then he smashes him. And that's what makes Living Laser so dangerous, is that he can cut through Iron Man's armor. Ironheart also. So Iron Man tries to kill somebody. Living Laser, he like, yeah, I'm trying to kill somebody. You like, your scientist took me and did experiments on me. They're like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, so they try to blast, and Living Laser gets the best of them. And he's just like, why did you kidnap me, Stark? Why did you put experiments on me? And he like, talk before you don't talk again. So he starts shooting with the laser, and he cuts off a piece of his helmet, just let him know that I can cut you at any time you want to. Now start talking before this shit gets real, you know. And that's when, before he does anything, Ironheart, you know, knees him in the gut, you know, like, stand back, you know, Living Laser. And he gets gut, and he try to stop her, and then, you know, hits her, and it cuts through her armor also. She's like, yow. She's like, okay, so that's how you want to play it. Okay, the gloves are coming off. And that's when she reveals, and Tony's like, oh shit, Riri, what did you do? As realized she has the 10 rings. Not those 10 rings, the real 10 rings, the Mandarin 10 rings.
Oh, okay.
She took them and had it for herself and didn't tell anybody that she had them. But normally the people go crazy, because since Riri is like this alpha level genius with like that, he's mastered. So she's like, you will stop. And basically she's mind control of Living Laser. She's like, yes, I will stop. and he's just there. What'd you do to him? Like his brain. We're gonna find out exactly what did he see and what he's talking about. So she takes Tony and then go inside the living laser's brain. And she's like, "You lied to me, Riri." Like, I didn't lie to you. I said the rings were safe with me. I just didn't say where they were. That's all. So they go inside his head about. They basically hack into one of his memories exactly to see what happened. Living laser was chilling, cooking breakfast, and he opens the door and it's Tony Stark. And Tony Stark tases him and takes him to a scientist in some underground bunker, and they do experiments on him. And Riri's just like, well, he's not lying. I'm looking at his memory right here, and it's untampered with. So whoever came and kidnapped him looked like you. And she was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So, like, so that's who's on this shit right now. So they just like Riri fixes his helmet, fixes his statue, and she's like, oh, let's go ahead and arrest Living Laser. And Living Laser's like, no, you're not taking me in. Blasts both of them, and he's just like, hey, will you find whoever did this shit to me? Call me and I'll help you out. You're like, well, did he blast me and then ask for a team up later on? You're like, anyway. So Riri puts her armor back on. She's like, everything's. Tony's just like, look, while the block is hot right now, and I don't know who's attacking me, Riri, you need to keep your distance. And I'm gonna find out who did this to me. Because I realized what they did. They poisoned me. They poisoned my coffee at the AA meeting I attended at night. That's why I woke up drunk off my ass, because they made me drunk and didn't tell me, So, and he's just like, if you call me, let me know. But he was like, and Tony isn't worried about it because he got his ace in the hole. He got his old buddy named, well, I can't remember what his buddy's name is. But anyway, he's got a buddy that's got a whole lot of money.
Jarvis.
Not Jarvis. They killed Jarvis like a long time ago. But this guy's also dead, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, it was a guy that's supposed to be like Tony's best friend. He's like, if I ever need trouble, I can just call him and just bail me out of money. But he's dead, so he ain't got anybody to bail him out of money. So, yeah, the end. And they're setting up to what happens next time. So that's the story. Like I said, it's just Iron Man shit. It's nothing mind blowing. Sometimes you just want to just read Iron Man shit. Now, I'm cool with Riri being in the book at this point. She needs to go. Not that I don't like Riri, is that when you read a Tony Stark book, you want to read Tony Stark. I don't read Tony Stark and Friends. Pop in, do what you need to do, and leave. That's why I read that last one with Hellcat popping up all the time and shit like that. Like, why is she here? But that's my thing. All right, so yeah, what you got next?
I'll do this Nite Club #2.
Yeah, I looked for a photo. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, this is that Mark Millar vampire book.
Oh, that one. Okay, all right. I should have went for the Millar verse, but yeah.
It's only $1.99, so I'm like, fuck it.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
Yeah. So this
Lucha
is
Libre.
Yeah. So this teenager, this kid, he becomes a vampire. He gets bitten by a cop who's a vampire. In the first issue, and basically says, "Don't be a whiny goth, sleeping in the crypt all the time. Be a superhero. Let's be a vampire for good, a good vampire."
But why are they outside?
Because they got luchador masks to block them from the sun.
Oh, of course. Okay.
So he kind of shows them the ropes, and then he reveals to his friends, like, hey, at the end of the first issue, he tells his friends that, yo, I'm a vampire and I got superpowers. And then this issue picks up. He's like, yeah, why don't you join me? We'll be a superhero team. We'll be a super vampire hero team. Damn, this motherfucker really wants to get a 69 on us.
He's still doing it? Oh, shit.
He's still like hacking us and shit.
We're not interested, 69, whatever your name is.
Yeah, man. So yeah, he tells his friends, like, yo, let's all be vampires. He ends up turning them into vampires. And
by biting them, right?
By biting them.
Okay.
They gotta die for 3 days and then come back to life, and then now they got vampire powers. So in this book, he shows them how to use their vampire powers. He gets them luchador masks. He's like, here, put these on so we can run around during the day and not get burned. And this book just basically shows them how to use their powers. Kind of a repeat of the first book, where the cop was showing the kid how to use his powers, training him how to use his powers. And then at the end of this book, the one kid, his friend, he's like, yeah, let's go get back at this bully who's been bullying me. And they go and play vampire superpower vampire basketball, and ends up throwing the basketball at the bully's head. and then that's it. Yeah, kind of lackluster. I don't know, man. It's like it's like a repeat of it's just them show another training issue. It's like he was getting trained how to use his powers in the first issue. Now he's training his friends how to use their powers in this issue.
Right.
And then they just kind of like throw a basketball at a bully's head, and that's about it. Maybe there's a hint that the kid who's being bullied might turn evil now that he's got these cool powers and shit. I don't know.
Right. Maybe we find out what he are. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was just kind of a repeat, a little bit of a repeat. Nothing really happens in this. You know, it's just these kids running around. They're obsessed with the internet. You know, getting hits and making a YouTube channel. And yeah, they don't really do anything cool other than, you know, jump over buildings and turn into bats and mist and shit. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that's the thing. It's only $2.
Right. So you didn't lose anything on it.
Yeah, it was only $2. It was a light week. I did like the first issue. I was like, I'll check out the second issue because it was only $2. But I don't know if I'm going to check out the next one. But it is only $2.
Right.
And if it's a light week, if it happens on another off week where it ain't shit to read, maybe I will pick up the third issue. You know, and maybe it starts to pick up then. But this seems just like more the same. It didn't really move the story forward other than like now he's got his homies, you know, his vampire crew. Yeah.
Right. Did they say how long how long the series is going to be?
No, I don't even know.
Okay.
It's Image. I'm sure it's like 5 or 6 issues. So
it's Image. That's where I should have looked. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, 3 out of 5. Yeah, I don't know. It was $2. It was $2.
Yeah, I mean, you can't lose on that. So yeah. You got anything else?
No, I'm booked out.
Okay, let's see. We got still the same guy. Oh, I think you blocked him. Okay. You already said no Maniac in New York. So yeah. Oh yeah, let's get out of here before that guy comes back. Yeah. If you're listening this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Like I said, check out other podcasts. This Geeks and Comics. They're gonna review the same books we did. Maybe they'll like them better. I don't know. You know. And we kind of go from there. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We only have 2 weeks left, I think, on our Facebook ban. So we will be back on Facebook. I guess we will look completely different. Eli, we've been gone for 3 months. But it's a long time.
Facebook, so excited.
Right. So honestly, next week after this, I will not be on social media at all. I don't want to get banned again. I don't want to say some stupid shit, you know. So I'm gonna just black out. That's it. So and then we'll be back on from there. So yeah, other than that, appreciate everybody jumping in. Like, share, subscribe it, share it out, put it out there. Let us know what you think. And until then, it's Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
These niggas is dead. It's pain. Lloyd Banks and this motherfucker. Watch this. We did a lot more than heat up the game. I feel we flammable. Empty the clip like keep the change, you filthy animal. They built a cannibal. Tell the killers come chill with Hannibal. So much metal stuck in my hands it feel mechanical. The wrath of Satan, decapitation and lacerations. The burner shape could turn murder mason to pastor mason. These rappers hating, I ain't moving an inch. Stupid, this is a shooting star, superhuman event. Cocaine, they think a nigga come from Cuban descent. Itchy trigger finger, don't make me shoot at you in defense. I got a beautiful strength. Pistol whip your face, multiple colors, somewhere between a Rubik's Cube and a pimp. I set your crew on the bench, don't make me drop him at once. Last rapper that tried to box, I had to knock out his fronts. I'm only stopping for lunch, I'm still punching the clock. Your boy home, Roy Jones, you niggas must have forgot. It's pain.
Ripped out my patient coat, a few screws loose. Some schizo rapping, no compassion. You need 2 juice crews and you get some action. Don't be awkward passing, boot deuce. If it gets too packed in hippo snapping, high abuse loops, coops did a fit the fashion. Peep the clip attachment, never been good with the tit for tatting. Letting disrespectful words out your mouth till I kick them back and picture snapping. Catch my old self, different dimensions clashing. Paranormal gifts, the bars lift. Get the suspension cracking, drops I supersede. You can breathe it and you can bleed on. I'm up, I want all the smoke base, nicotine, hookah weed. Top of my game again and tip top with a trooper speed. Pala M60s with my shit drop. Rockets, bazookas leave. Lock this shit up and move the keys. Cheese smiles at these stupid fees. Deep crowds when I pop the queens. Freestyles in me, top LPs. 3,000 of dropping C's. Weed mounds in my profit profit schemes made a reality. Your dreams deep pockets and blocks the lean.
I chop your team right into pieces, that ain't no shocking thing. Chop a ring, loud on these bitches, sound like a slot machine. Drop a beam, click got a curve on it like Jocelyn. I'm wicked, shit, I get paid to kick it like it's a soccer team. I got the green, roll a little leaf and get high. Bars feel like you sitting on the beach in Dubai. This more heat than July. Everybody think they funny telling jokes till they tell you that comedian die. See, I ain't trying to raise the bar, I weight lift. She ain't nobody made like the God, I shape shift. Day shift, work like a slave, I don't say shit. It sound berserk, I came down to earth in a spaceship. Look, E.T. back, the GT black. Peep these facts, clip long as fuck, look like a fucking CD rack. I got a heart that's at a BC black. They talk shit behind me till I show them just how far the seat reach back. Pain!